And welcome, race fans, to another episode here at CRN. We're here at Talladega here tonight, the amazing 2.66 mile super speedway. I'm Jimmy Covert, and I will be waiting for my co-host, Carl Hanwork. His flight's a little delayed, but that's okay. We're getting ready for qualifying here. We got about 20-some drivers out here. I think our last count was like 26. So looking forward to seeing each and every one of these drivers out there. So if you're new to CRN Nation and you're out there on YouTube, feel free, please, to hit the like and subscribe. Subscribe doesn't mean you're paying anything here at YouTube. It's free, and it definitely helps the drivers out here. It helps us here out at CRN. Ups our algorithm, so if somebody's looking for an Iracing race or just get involved into some great racing, they can find us or the league here with Pit Road Speed Limit Racing. So I'm ecstatic and excited to watch another great super speedway race. They can be intense, they can be exciting, they can be a tearjerker for some, or even pull on some people's nerves. But it's going to be a great one here tonight with these drivers as they get ready to get going racing. So like I said, again, I am Jimmy Covert, and I will be joined here shortly by Carl Hanwork. So let's get out there and check to see what some of those drivers are doing. Go ahead and get this this thing out of the way here for y'all, and see if we can catch some of these drivers out on track. Let's see the best time. We'll put up the session state so you can see how much time is remaining for them to drive around here. Right now, it does look like Giggles has the provisional pole in the number 13 car. TJ Hanley will be up there in P2 currently, but tied with Turtle with a 53.705. I mean, you don't get any closer than that, folks. I mean, they run the exact same lap, and it's like who in iRacing decides who gets what position, but very, very close here. Again, super speedway qualifying is not going to kill you if you start in the back. Some people actually like to start in the back of the pack here, and it's definitely one of those tracks that you can go 2 wide, you can go 3 wide, and it's just really about how much time is left in the race. And I'm all about having some great racing and going in 2 and 3 wides, but early in the races at super speedways, in order to get these things kind of gone through and find your role, and practice, like basically running side by side with each other, you want to give yourself some time. So maybe not going 3-4 wide on lap number 2, because it can end your race here early. I'm not 100% sure on all the rules here yet at I'm losing my train of thought. What the rules are here for the league, so I'd have to double check to see how many fast repairs they got, how many green-white checkers. So we'll go ahead and we'll pull that up right here, see if we can find that out. It does look like they have 2 fast repairs here tonight, and they have track is dry. They have 5 sets of tires. Track is a nice crisp 130 degrees, so that should play in a lot here. Oh, and it's going to be 67 laps tonight, so nice about an hour race or so, maybe a little longer depending on how many cautions we have tonight. But qualifying is over. 14 drivers getting times in, and we'll go ahead and we'll give you a rundown of those drivers and where they're standing here tonight so far. So qualifying is over, and we are going to get ready to get underway here, and we'll go through the rundown here. And you can see Giggles on top here with the number 13 on the pole tonight here. So then you have TJ Hanley in second. Turtle Lord Kyle will be back there in third. Joe Francis back there in fourth. Cody Brewer in fifth. Josh Duncan in sixth. Alec Luano in seventh. Dylan Jacobs in eighth. King Cody in ninth. Tiffany Ellis and the 88 back there in P number 10. Charlie Stafford and Anthony Emerson will be there in row number 6. Bruce Spencer, Caden Watts in row number 7. Brandon Smith and Chris Webb, row number 8. Jesse Cottrell and Thomas O'Connell will make up row number 9. We still have a few other drivers to go through here. And row number 10 will be Richard Lakawa and Dylan Emerson. Row number 11 is going to be Doughboy with William O'Connor, and then Kent Weiss for your 23rd position. So 23 cars out here tonight to rip around Talladega. Looking forward to it. And again, I hope everybody out there is having a great night, and we can put on a great show here for you here at Sierra. So we're going to change stuff up just a little bit. We'll get rid of those. I always like to see this right here. Got the good old ticker up on the top for everybody. It shows how many laps they're going through, along with my favorite part here, should be the track map with the little circles with numbers on it, the car numbers. I call them Skittles because they're nice and different colors here for everybody. And then when everybody clicks on, when we're following people around the track, we'll go ahead and make sure we have that information at the bottom as well. So you'll see who they are, where they're from, and what they're driving. Go back up front here. TJ. Change the cameras here for everybody. They work their way down the back stretch. There we go. Taking just a small notice of the cars out there. I see a lot of team driving, so I see a couple of cars out there with the same paints to make things interesting here tonight, and to see if those teams are actually going to group up together and how well they work with each other. I know it's very important here to have somebody to work with as the cars get around here, and maybe if they have to do green flag pit stops. And that's probably one of the most impressive things to see at a super speedway is when you get 20 drivers all coming in unison down in the pit lane. You'll see them fan out and try not to get into each other, and if they make it work, it's beautiful. I've seen it quite a few times actually, but it's really easy for the big one to happen here at Talladega. And just a shout out to Kelly out there, and out to Tex Pelt. So two-time winner this season, part-timer, the Texan TJ Hanley, looking for a group. He's out there leading the way. It looks like he's got some partners in the back there as the paint jobs are the same. But right now, getting on the loud pedal here, nice and easy early here. He's going to take down in turn number 1, side by side with Giggles. And Giggles will get out front here. Oh, no. So TJ does not have the same paint job. That's Giggles. Giggles got teammates, but they're in the back. Excuse me while I learn everybody's cars and numbers. I will do my best. We got some 3-wide action in the back here already. This is kind of what you want to see sometimes because it's fun, but this can be just an incident waiting to happen. You see everybody bobbling around. The 3-wide, there it is! As we look on with the number 1 of Dylan Jacobs as he goes for a ride down the front stretch, down through the grass. Able to kind of keep it going, but they're going to get together. So the two and the 1 get together in the grass, come out. The caution is now out. Oh, they had it saved. They were good. They were golden. But that's going to bring out our first caution after we completed our first lap. So we'll take a look back there and see what happened. And it does look like just this has already happened here. We're going to back this up so everybody can get a better look. And I don't like that camera either. The chopper is flying too low tonight. So we're going to go ahead and we'll go to TV 1. Maybe we'll do 3. And then we'll back it up just a little bit more for everybody to kind of see what happened back here. So we'll pause it, slow her down just a little bit, and you can see the one being pushed on the outside. And like I said, 3 wide, it's doable, but the cars start dancing around just a little bit. A one kind of floats up. It gets a bad push, I think. Or is it a netco? We'll see what happens here. Up, down below. The white car and the red car in the middle get together just a little bit. Starts shifting things up. Oh, yeah, bad push. You can see the one come down across the nose. Unavoidable by the 45. They go for a ride. They're off the speedway down in the grass, so no caution at this point right now, even though they're going for a ride. You can see the 1 and the 2 working their way through the grass. We're still riding along with the 1 in here as he looking to get back to the track, just coming straight down, keep it nice and easy, nice and steady. And the 2 must have some steering, comes down across through the grass and intercepts the 1 still on the grass, bringing out the caution as they'll roll up on the track. So caution here, lap number 2, but the driver's going to come in, get some new tires, maybe group up with their buddies, maybe get some repairs done. Don't look like it took too much damage for a fast repair, so they got some time here during caution to get those repairs done and fixed. But yeah, interesting start here tonight at Talladega by Pit Road Speed Limit Racing. Does look like Giggles is going to stay out here in the number 13 to maintain the lead there. This time by caution lights should go out. We should double back up. But right now the lights are on the pace car, and looking forward to getting this thing back on our way. So yeah, notice just we've got a few drivers out there that have raced with CRN or on CRN before. So Tiffany Ellis, obviously we've talked to her up here in the booth not too long ago, matter of fact, and anybody else that's been part not noticing any other names that are too familiar, but I know there's a lot of people that give good recommendations about everybody here at CRN. So like I said, just want to welcome the Pit Road Speed Limit Racing family on board here. Like I said, my co-host Carl will be here very shortly. He was just finishing up a few interviews on a prior race. Doubleheader night, and then obviously we threw that together kind of last minute to kind of see how things would flow, and so we wanted to make sure we get over here, get the star of the race, and show the action-packed racing here at Talladega. Yeah, if you're out there and you got a driver that is your favorite driver, let me know. Put it in the chat so I can get them some airtime and show you where they currently stand. A shout out there for the number 18 of Thomas O'Connor, currently sitting back in 18th place in the 18th car. paints and on the cars and the overlays was not. See a slow car on the down the inside, probably let people go by. Taking an EOL, we'll start this thing back off. We'll get back up front here. And if you're not used to racing on a super speedway, one of the things that you don't want to do is jump ahead of your competitors like super early on a restart. It will just lead to the rest of the field running you over. Been there, done that, learned from experience. Have my fair share of super speedway racing when I first joined the service. It was the funnest thing that I could think of. As crazy as it can be, as caution fest as it can be, it was a ton of fun to kind of get out there. We'll get on board here with we'll go back here with Richard, and we'll jump on board inside the cockpit, and we'll start with, and we'll get on board while they start this race. And you'll get a kind of a glimpse of what the driver sees. Now, I run triple monitors, so I'm able to see off to my left and right. I can see the cars. But if you're running on a single monitor, this is what the driver will see, and you can see his limitations and the stuff that's in his way. You got an A-pillar there on the left-hand side. You got bracing and stuff here on the right-hand side, and they're pretty much just trying to stick on that back bumper of the car in front of them and try to glance out. And another thing drivers don't want to do, especially when you're not the first guy behind like the leader of a line, is you don't want to push the pusher. And you can see the run happening here, and you see Richard going to the outside with the car in front of him to make that run to hopefully make the pass. And we'll go to another camera, and you can see him 3 wide here yet again on lap number 6. Can they hold it this time by? Got the 17 holding on tight there. Got some help from the 1, but they are able to go back to 2 by 2. They fall back in line, but you got the 38 now pushing in the 81, and they'll probably drop down in line. Yeah, they're saying that 2-car tandem just not working by themselves, and in order for that to work, you would have to do some serious side drafting. In this stage of the race, really kind of too early to do any kind of serious side drafting. So tuck in, single file line, get tucked up to the guy in front of you, and wait for that run, and the line, basically the group to kind of collapse together. The thing that you don't want to do is you don't want to lose the draft. Giggles and TJ working out front right now, so you see out to the outside, you get the drivers having a run in the back here, going to that 8 side, the 81, the 38, and now the 45, and that outside had a huge run and got very close to scraping that wall. You see the 43 kind of going up, maybe just to check them up just a little bit, so try to slow them down. Maybe he thought about joining them. As you can see, the 81 coming down, it has an opening there in front of the 88. Makes the move let's see, the 88, that's Tiffany Ellis. Right there in front of Tiffany Ellis. So Tiffany Ellis currently sitting in 9th. Biggest mover of the race so far right now would be Jesse Cottrell back there in P number 8, up 8 spots, but it's going to switch all night long here with these drivers going 2, 3 wide. So they're 3 wide here again on lap number 8 of 67. Drivers are racy here at Pit Road Speed Limit Racing. Little bobble up in front, making it almost 4 wide, but the 60 is going to tuck back down on line. You see him side drafting there early, down below that yellow line. That's the danger zone, folks. You get down that apron, it can really lose control of the car, but the 81, 38, 45 really trying to work that high line, trying to catch that side draft of that middle lane of the 60. And they're going to try to move it. The 60 moves up in front of the outside line. We're now 3 wide up front. 50 comes down in front of Turtle. Or is that TJ? That's TJ. Very, very racy up, folks. This is intense racing up front. You don't get any closer than this up here, up front. It can be chaos. It's not something you want to see. If you're somebody maybe like Cody Brewer, we'll go back, we'll jump on, oh, not that one. We'll go back to the, I have to adjust some of these cameras. Go to the gyro here, you can see the banking here, but the biggest one I think we want to show everybody is the cockpit, and kind of where what he's seeing, just all the chaos. We'll even go back just a little bit farther here with Charlie. Charlie back here in Pete, number 17, gets a huge run. You can see he's going to check up and allow the 54 to move to the outside, but that's a lot of chaos up there with them running 3 wide, and it's really kind of gets hairy. Oh, the 54 coming down. Nice check up there by Charlie Stafford. Super early to make moves. Nobody's going anywhere. I promise you. I promise you that. Super Speedway is a lot about surviving. It's a lot about putting your car in the right position at the right time, having a buddy to push you to the front, and being able to work your way around. A lot of drivers like to run these races because they do have that opportunity to make a huge run and have that date, or like that Days of Thunder moment, when the wreck happens and you're just kind of plowing through everybody. So good running here up front right now. It's now number 81 of Jesse Cotterill up there leading the way over Richard Okawa and Giggles. But it looks like something has happened on the track. We got some people slowing down. We're going to call maybe on Anthony Emerson being involved here as the caution flies on lap number 12. Big one here. We'll stop this here, see what happened. So it already happened. My chopper needs to get some height here. All right, so see what happens here with Anthony Emerson. Oh, and you can see cars coming together there. That's the number 42. So the 42 is Anthony Emerson. So Anthony Emerson getting loose, going down, getting involved here. Loses the car, going sideways. 45 checks up just a little bit, but the 87 is going to get... Oh, he makes it by! 16 is going to get collected, getting pushed up the track, into the 12. 45 loses it, probably from netcode. And then a bunch of drivers doing what they can to avoid a big one here. As a few drivers getting in the wall, getting together. Doesn't look too serious, but it could be enough to pull them cars off pace. See in the back, you see somebody going around there. I think that was the 18 of Thomas O'Connor as well, trying to slow it up. Whoa it up, slow it up. And does a good job of getting to slow down, not getting in anybody. So maybe just a little overheated them tires just a little bit much. So that will be a caution here at lap number 12. We're going to bring everybody back together. What is everybody's decision going to be here on lap number 13? It does look like they passed up pit lane a few drivers. Let me see if anybody is actually down in there getting some service. It does look like a few drivers went down to get some service. Hanley, Francis, Smith, Jacob, Ellis, Lou is down there, Emerson, O'Connor, and Emerson. Now again, here at Talladega, tires are not like a huge factor. They won't make or break you, but it can give you that slight edge that's needed to make a move happen. So, and everybody usually stays on the lead lap here at Super Speedway, so get a chance to get down there. But I think flights have landed, and I think finally the man, the myth, the legend, my co-host is finally here. So welcome Carl Handwerk to the booth.
The man that forgot to apply to the series and has finally done so now, so I'm not going to be able to actually hop into the series. I'll need you to stream for me. But yeah, going from one super speedway to another, and it's certainly a little bit better weather over here at Talladega, as you guys are in the nice bright sunshine over here, and man, leaving the road course over there at Daytona wet. I'm fine with that. It didn't look too fun to drive on, even though I know you would like to mix it up there with the drivers at CSRL. But you got a lot better conditions out here at Talladega, and it's like a pretty good sized field here, and definitely I'm sure you already have, but want to thank the drivers and the admins here for Pit Road Speed Limit Racing for bringing CRN on board, and we love having our nights filled up with racing, and we know our fans out there in CRN Nation love it as well.
Yeah, so, and a lot of new faces out there in on CRN over there on YouTube. I really appreciate it. Like I said, we welcome the family, we welcome the drivers, we welcome you taking your time to come out here, either one to watch the racing, to support your driver, or maybe you just like to hang out with CRN. That's fine with us too. But please like and subscribe. Like I said, subscription, there is no fee. It's a free fee. It's subscribe free to CRN. And if you want to know when we go live, you can hit the little bell anytime we go live. It's about, for me and Carl, it's about six times in 5 days. So we're super busy.
That's
Plus
it. That's it.
Plus we got we do have another team of broadcasters that will put on a show here at CRN as well. So they're just getting started. So we might even have more come up. So as we keep our broadcasting family engaged here in CRN as much as possible, as much as they'd want to be. So right now we are going to finish this race up here tonight. We're on lap 14 of 67. It's been a lot of giggles and Jesse Richard up front. Some 3 wide action, Carl. 2 cautions so far.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll do you one better. I'll take the money out of Jimmy's cut and pay your subscription fee here to CRN. That's how much I'm confident in doing it. But yeah, no, I mean it's like Jimmy said, and Jimmy loves his thumbs up as well. So anyone out there, make sure you're hitting those thumbs up, and really. It of course helps CRN out because it helps get our overall broadcast out there, but ultimately it helps these drivers in this series get their race out there as well, because the more thumbs up the race has, the more chances it has to show up in the YouTube algorithms, and for your casual people just kind of swinging by looking for Talladega, looking for next gen, they may stumble upon the pit road speed limit racing series and get a chance to watch. And you never know, sometimes it works as a recruiting tool as well. We've had drivers join other leagues just simply from them seeing them on CRN and wanting to get a part of the series. So if you're one of those, just get in contact with one of us. We'll get you to the right people and get you involved. But looks like we are ready to get back to racing. Pace car is back in the pits, and it's time to go back to green flag racing here, and I'm sure right back to some 3-4 wide racing. As Talladega, it's so wide. I mean, it feels like you could fit about 16 cars wide here.
It screams go 3 wide, Carl. It really does. Not the smartest of decisions like early on in a race, in my opinion, but definitely screams let's go 3 wide. So we're gonna go down here around the back stretch, come out of the corner. You can see they're singling up a little bit, so maybe want to buckle down just a little bit. But you got drivers maybe a little farther back than they want to be right now, and they're gonna try to make things too wide and make it their way up to the front. You can see some drivers poking out, heading down to turn number 3.
But one thing too, I mean, obviously it's super speedway here. You're flat to the floor, and it's drafting, it's making your moves at the right time. But these next gen cars handle really well. I mean, it's not a car that you get into the corners, you get out here with the 87 NASCARs, or you even get out here with the trucks, or a legacy car has been a little close to some action back there. But it's one it's really feels planted to the track, that you can make some moves. You can make maybe I almost don't want to say it out loud, but you can make some of the aggressive moves.
Like this one right here.
Like right here
slingshot
on the outside.
From the 45.
3 wide and making it work. A little bit of help there from the 50 on the outside, but see, it's kind of stalled out there towards the end, and it's one thing. Again, you can go 3 wide, you can technically go 4 wide here, but you see the cars, even though they're planted, they do move around. They do kind of shift around on the track, and that's due to the not just the tires, but more along the lines of the aero here in the race. And you get tucked up behind somebody. You don't really notice it as much at these super speedways, because you're flat to the floor, and it is what it is. But you do have some aero push sometimes. You do have some looseness if you're getting up and around and getting your nose poked out there, which you're gonna have to do at times. You can't just get up here and push somebody the entire time. You're gonna get those temperatures up a little bit. You're gonna have to poke your nose out there and cool that the engine off a little bit.
Yeah, and you can see the drivers kind of jockeying around for position out there, and you'll notice, Carl, there's a few teams out there. You got the white and blue, and it looks like a black and red team. I'm not quite sure on the team names yet. Oh, well, almost that was closer by the 7. Down outside there by the number 38, getting close, almost causing a big one up front.
Well, the team names are very simple for anyone that has watched the brain fart now. The Longest Yard. That is what the team names are based off of. So you got 2 teams out there. You got Dylan Jacobs is the captain of the Mean Machine team, the Cons, and then the captain of the Guards is Tiffany Ellis out there. So what they did was they got together, they picked teams for this race, kind of just elementary school dodgeball style. Here's your 2 captains, and pick your teams, which is definitely the best way. And I was, of course, it's new here, so we're already trying to look to throw some jabs out there, throw some digs. So I was already asking, well, who was Mr. Irrelevant? Who was picked last? And apparently, last one's on each team. Tony E for the Mean Machine, and William for the Guards. Decided to hop on board late here, so they were just added to the team. So they they're Mr. Irrelevance here tonight. We'll see what they do.
7 of Josh Duncan getting the run on the outside, being pushed by the 12, but the 12 leaving him, bailing out, leaving him all by himself. It could spell danger there for the 7. He's going to find himself mid-pack to the rear here very shortly.
Either way, it's a pretty good restart here, as we're already about 5 laps in from the restart, already on lap number 20 of 67. So getting close to a third of the way through this race, and I'm kind of surprised. And this is really what it should be. It should be a lot of single file early on in this race. I know the lure and the want to go too wide.
It wasn't before you got here. I'm just saying.
Well, and it's about to be too wide here again. But it's we've seen it and said it so many times that the first, in this case here tonight, the first 40, 45 laps, maybe even more, really don't matter that much. It's the last 15 laps or so that really is where you need to start getting yourself in that right position, get ready to make that move to the front, and then kind of executing it in the final few laps, because you can go from the back to the front here very quickly on the super speedways. We're seeing a little bit more than you said.
That was almost a push gone wrong down to turn 1. The 7 and the 38 had a heck of a run. They were trying to kind of make their way down in front of that other line, and you can see how quickly the momentum can change. And that's one trying to take advantage of a run. It's 2 stinks when you can't finish it off the way you want to. So 7 losing everything that he gained, and for almost nothing, almost wrecking. So that's why I talk about your racecraft early for any race is to basically get out there and do the best you can. If you get a opportunity to get a position, take it. But race your race until the opportunity presents itself, and then towards the end of the race, you should be kind of in a situation to be near where you're gonna finish. Unless you except super speedways, Carl, where you can go from 20th to first, depending on the pileup.
Well, I think what we've seen there is kind of what I mentioned earlier of how stable these next gens can be, because that push gone wrong with the 7, any really other kind of vehicle, and never mind. Well, right there. I mean, that was just a push at the wrong time in the corner gone wrong. But for the most part, you can save it if you were very quick with it. But here, this one, the 60, is unfortunately going to get turned, and it takes a little bump at the wrong time. And coincidentally, I believe it was the same person that did the bumping last time. I believe it was the 38 getting into the back of the 60 there. But it's going to bring us another caution. We'll go ahead and check this one out.
Make sure I got the right person here. 60.
market these last couple nights. We had Tater Bowman on Tuesday night do a little nose grind, and then we got a little little wall grind by the 60 there. And
where's Tony? Tony Hawk, where you at?
exactly. But it's going to bring us under another caution here tonight, and we'll get it back to live here, and let's take a look and see if we're going to have some takers into pit lane. If not, what we'll do is we'll bring in our 2 team captains here, and yeah, looks like there's a few drivers coming into pit lane. Just want to make sure Tiffany and Dylan
Richard,
are
Brandon, TJ,
2
Joe,
of them.
Bruce, Thomas, Dylan, and Dylan.
Yeah, looks like Dylan is one of them. So we'll give it a little bit here as Tiffany decided to stay out there in 7th place. Dylan Jacobs, team captain, coming in for this one. But yeah, it's, even though these cars are stable. I mean, you've seen that first little incident of 38 getting in the back of the 7. Entering the corner, that can get a little bit sketchy right there, but really, more often than not, we see drivers try to bump draft in the middle of the corners, and no matter how stable the car is, I guess maybe if you're out there in the MX-5s, maybe you can hang on to it, but bumping into the corner, trying to bump draft in the corner usually doesn't pay off that well.
No, it's usually the worst. The only time I've seen it work, Carl, is when you're with a bunch of drivers that do this like daily. Out there in iRacing, there is a lot of drivers that will go and they'll do these money races at these super speedways, because the opportunity is great for, you don't have to be a 6,000 iRating driver to win a super speedway. It does take talent. There is a specific skill set and patience for these races to be successful, but a lot of people come out here and basically it's kind of like basically gambling. You go out there and you put money in a pool, and if you finish in a position, you win part of the pot. So, but it's gonna be fun here right now, and right now it's gonna be Giggles out front over King, Doughboy, and then Kent, Charlie, Cody, Tiffany Ellis, Anthony Emerson, Alec, and Josh Duncan for your top 10. Again, give a shout out to everybody else that's joining up there. Kayla, Steve, Dirty Red, Lauren, DRD Visuals, and Barry. I hear my Discord clicking.
Yep. I was trying to get over there because it looks like we don't have the ability to drag it from one of the channels, and of course that's the channel that the drivers that we want to drag are in. But either way, we'll try and get it all squared away for next week. The other channel we have the ability to, so it's kind of weird. But either way, it is believe going to be doubling up here. Yeah, pace car lights are out. Yep. We're going to be getting ready to go back to green flag racing. We're getting close to we're already a third of the way through this race. Did not get a chance to see if they're on a fuel limit here, if they have a certain amount of fuel for the race, or if they are at this point maybe good to go to the end.
I'm gonna assume yes. Is there a driver that is not in the field tonight that actually knows what fuel levels are in chat? If you know that answer, please let us know. We will dig for it in Discord while we're see if anybody will answer. But like I said, brand new. I just got the word like, hey, you wanna? I was like, hell yes. Here we are. So exactly. throw it together, and we're going racing.
We're always ready. And I think another thing we got to ask the public out there, since it looks like we got a lot of fans out there for this series.
We do.
I'll run down the teams here real quick. And again, the Mean Machines, captain by Dylan Jacobs. Then we got Cody, Dylan E, Kyle E, Kent, Alec, Richard, and Tony E. And then for the guards team, captain by Tiffany Ellis, Thomas, Matthew, West, Josh, Bruce, Cody, and William are the guards team. So we're gonna go ahead and put up a poll and see who everyone out there is rooting for. If you're rooting for the Mean Machines, if you're rooting for the guards, see which team can get it done here tonight. But yeah, just happy to be on board and happy to put another broadcast on out here for all the fans out there in CRN Nation. Getting ready to go back to some green flag racing. Giggles and Cody on the front row, going to lead them back to the green.
Yeah, they're getting ready, and this is such a long way, but exiting the Geico restart zone, they get on the loud pedal there, or a little skinny pedal on the right, known as the gas, but out there, Giggles gets the jump there. Not too much of a jump, but a nice jump enough for the 21 to kind of suck up there and keep that momentum going, but you know, these big gaps like this could result in either an incident or somebody losing a lot of positions. You see a big gap there behind or right in front of the 12, and he's going to suck up there as they get a massive run. 43 is going to give him a shot. They got to be careful here. Oh, shot by the 45 to 60, almost down on the apron, looking ugly back here around the number 38 of Richard Lakua.
Yeah, that's the other pleasure of when we get one of these new leagues, and at least
me learning names.
Is Jimmy learning names, baby. That is absolutely the best thing. And I already had a driver message me earlier, even before the broadcast went up here, and just to let us know what his name is and how it's pronounced. It's Kyle Kobler, not Cobbler. But I don't like telling you that because I don't want you to do it right. But either way, it's a pleasure listening to Jimmy watch some of these names for sure. I haven't either, so maybe he's.
I don't remember saying cobbler because I would have been making turkey jokes.
Exactly. And he may be under one of these.
Or
these
pie. I like cobbler pie. I mean.
Well, a pretty good restart again here from the drivers. We're going to be down to 40 laps to go here, so it's clicking away here once we get green flag racing. And for the most part, their single file looks like a second line trying to develop towards the back there, but we do got the pole up there in the stream. So anyone out there, all you have to be is subscribe to it to CRN. You should be able to vote for who you think is going to get this thing done here tonight. If it's Team Mean Machines with Dylan as the captain, or if it's Team Guards with Tiffinator as the captain. But out front right now, getting it done, doesn't matter which team he's on. Giggles is leading the way, Doughboy in second, Cody, Bice, and Stafford for your top five.
A lot of jockeying around here as we're getting close to that halfway marker at start of lap 29. I'm digging for some field numbers, Carl. I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah, I haven't seen
race info says practice, qualifying, race hard, race clean, have fun, and it looks like they're having fun. So I think they're following the rules.
What a run from the 60 or the 81 there, splitting the seam and then going right to the outside, and that's a prime example of what you can do with the draft here. Is Jesse Cottrell from the back and just flying up through the field here. It seems like he's stalled out now, and now he's got some help on the outside. But I mean, he was about like 15 miles an hour faster than everybody. It seemed hit the rocket boosters. I mean, I know I'm so used to watching F1, but I mean, maybe he's got some IndyCar push to pass there or something like that.
DRS.
Yes, exactly. I don't know if you can open the spoiler on the back.
I know
of
it's supposed to be racing the next gen. Are these those? The Aussie cars, they have a push to pass, and they're NASCARs. They're
supercars.
Not the supercars. This is a new series that iRacing brought on board maybe 2 seasons ago, or maybe 3.
The Brazilian ones.
The Brazilian cars, yeah.
Yeah, the Brazilian. Yeah.
They're like a stock car. They're like these stock cars, but they got a push to pass.
Cars.
Yeah.
Yep.
But they have a push to pass.
Got a little closer. It was almost a bump in the middle of the corner, already going 3 wide again, back in the pack, and it's so hard, as drivers. They all know the same thing that we do. They all know that, again, these laps right here, don't mean a thing. You just gotta survive to the end. You gotta get to the end of this thing and then
43.
battle it out as
Bruce
but
Spencer.
it's once you get behind the wheel, Jimmy, you know as well as I do, it's hard to just cruise. It's hard to just lay back and just not let anything happen. A heck of a bump there on the inside as well.
Oh, you just kind of like hold your breath, you know. And I've, you know, obviously we've been in these races, we've gotten those runs, we know what it feels like. And like to kind of get left out, you're like, dang it! Like I'm losing 5 positions. I mean, it's super fast. Oh, what is going on here? Is the 13 is heading towards the back?
I mean, you got a mid-race EOL. he's down there on the bottom, and he is going to fall to the back here. I mean, if that was by choice, I could think of some other spots that going to the back would be a little bit better. And now it looks like
might want to hold on to the draft.
Just barely. It looks like he's just barely got it. I mean, it's close because it's like right about at 1 second, and you lose that right there. Maybe 1.2 seconds behind, you can be able to hang on to the draft, but he almost got left behind right there. And you see right now on the track map, those Skittles, you got kind of 2 groupings. You got the top drivers up there, up to.
Thomas O'Connor is a teammate of Giggles. That I know, they're the same cars. But you still have, there's a team of 3 up here. That white and blue shield.
It looks like the top 17 right now are up in this first group, and then the rest of the pack is spread out pretty far behind, about almost 9 seconds behind this pack right now. But we are now about halfway through this race, and Handley now in the lead. Doughboy, Francis, Cody, and Cottrell in your top 5. It's been a heck of a start here, and Talladega, I mean, we've seen Talladega get really, really rough sometimes when the drivers just don't have any patience. Just certainly seen some crazy moves out here. Again, I think if we were in any other kind of vehicles besides the next gens, there'd be a chance there's a lot more incidents going on. But here we go, 2 wide, 2x2 going through the trioval here to complete another lap.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, and there's a spin! Caution flies, 4-5 cars. Oh, still wrecking. There's Bruce Spencer. 12's involved. Cody
Tagged
Brewer.
up in this, and we got some cars smoking that are gonna need to get some repairs here. And just trying to avoid the car that was down there at the bottom. Might hamper his chance to get back to the pit road there. But that's exactly why you've seen that second group hanging way behind. They have plenty of time to check up and avoid this incident. But this was, I don't want to say it's a big one, maybe a little mini big one here at Talladega involving 5 or 6 cars. Certainly, we've seen 10, 15, 20 cars sometimes get involved. But we'll take a look and see what happened here. And do we have the same culprit here? Or was this the
this is the first? It's a 38.
This was the last incident. Yeah, no, this was the last caution. Yeah, yeah.
Well, butter me biscuits. That's already happened. I knew I wanted to be on that car.
We'll just go old school and do it the
rewind.
The regular rewind it.
Let's see what happened here.
I think it was heading into to turn number 1 here. Starting through the trioval, everything was fine, and get to turn number 1, it wasn't fine anymore.
It's got to be a bad. I bet it's a bad push, or somebody drifted out. The 3 wide.
A good run through the middle, but then maybe a little bit of a pinch, as it looks like the 16.
Trying to get a look. I think Iracing moved my camera. I swear. I'm trying to get a good picture here. But anyways, we'll keep it slow down. 16.
Yeah, so the 60 up through the middle. It looked like the 16 pinched down a little bit, and then right there. Not sure if it was the 16 coming down or the 60 going up, but the 60 eventually did go up into the wall. Collected the 16.
12.
43.
And
2 or 3 other cars getting involved, and just a real close right there on the bottom, like he snuck through that one. So the 43 goes sliding down in front of him. I mean, that must have been a heck of a ride.
Right there in front of
on
his
board right
teammate.
there. And then, yeah, easy as you like right there. We're going to bring us under another caution here, and I'm sure we will see some more.
That's a given. We got 31 laps.
Yeah, I mean, it's again, it's tough. Like I said, you get out here as a driver, you know you should have patience. You know you should just ride for a while, but you know you're sitting back there in 10th, 11th, 12th. It's like I want to see what I can do here real quick. Let me dip my toes in the water a little bit.
Depending on where you live, it's 9, 10 o'clock at night, and you're like, let's go, let's get some racing in before you go to bed. And next thing you know, you're in the wall. Like, how'd that happen here? But yeah, no, these drivers are, they're not being too bad. It's just just a little bump there, and it's very hard to kind of know where you're at. And everybody doesn't have the same equipment, so me and Carl don't have the same size monitors. We don't have the same wheel. We don't there's different computers. Somebody might be on a single screen. Somebody might be in VR. There's so many different variations to be able to run the simulator here at the house, and to kind of know oh, that's where my front of my nose is at exactly. It takes a lot of time in the car to know exactly where that front right, front left of your nose or your rear fenders are at, and it's just the slightest mistake, and at 190 miles an hour, you're gonna wreck it.
We still got plenty of racing here to go, as we still got 30 more laps. Should be once we get the green flag here again, should be doubling up this time by. We got a couple more drivers into pit lane, as Joe Francis is going to bring a few others down into pit lane, but should be doubling up out there on the track, I believe. Yeah, it looks like the base car lights are out. We're going to double these drivers back up here once again. And out front, it is TJ Hanley, Doughboy, Jacobs all the way up to fourth position right now. That's Cody on the inside. Stafford for your top 5, Giggles, O'Connor, Emerson, and Ellis for your top 10. So both captains now up there in the top 10. Kind of wondering who's going to get this thing done. Looks like voting-wise, nobody voting for the guards out here tonight. Everybody likes the cons. Everybody likes the bad boys out there, the way it looks, as Dylan is taking the vote right now. We'll close it up with about 20 laps to go and see who's got the better handling on who's going to get this thing done here tonight. But gonna get them back going green this time by, and we're gonna get everyone out there that is new to CRN a chance to get into one of our segments here that we call Love to Hear It. Just a chance to crank up the sounds here of these cars, be right on board a little bit, and see the gyro, and just listen to something else other than me and Jimmy. Listen to the sights and sounds here of the Pit Road Speed Limit Racing Series, as we're going to come through turns 3 and 4. Pace car is going to be off the track. They're doubled up here once again. 30 laps to go at the line. Let's go for a little CRN. Love to hear it.
Hear it. Iracing and comes to an end. As you can see, 8 damage. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at Speedway. The 3 was off the wall there. What happened?
Yeah, that looks like a wheel shutting off or something there. That was, man, that was vicious right there. For
hope
for the
he's not in
81.
VR. Wow. We got our rollover, folks.
I mean, unless that was all caused from the hit on the outside wall, but I mean, that thing just kind of went towards the inside wall and didn't look like there was any chance of him steering back. It looks like maybe a maybe he's just doing tricks now. I mean, maybe this is again another one that's trying to sign up to be a skater. I don't know. There's a little standstill flip right there. I don't know. I don't know what exactly was going on with that one, but that wasn't. I don't believe that was the cause of the caution. I think
no.
The cause of the caution was a 45.
Another 45.
So we're trying to take a look back and see what happened to Brandon Smith.
Yeah. Another bad push, I bet.
He's getting to the lead there. Getting pushed by the 13. Right there, you see just a little bit off center. And sends it straight across the nose. And down in the infield. And you've seen the heavy damage that he got. Unfortunately, 27 gets taken out as well. Heavy damage to the 45. Not sure how much damage the 27 had, but guessing wasn't able to keep it off that inside wall as well. And luckily, just a few cars involved here, but they were involved massively.
Go ahead and look up TJ. TJ was looking for a group earlier because he's solo, I believe. So we'll take a look at his car, see what kind of shape. Yeah, some major damage there for the 27. So they'll be coming in. They do have 2 fast repairs, Carl. And here would obviously be who's got them left though is the question. Who has fast repairs still sitting in there getting ready to use? We still have 25 laps remaining here. 25 laps. So it's still a decent amount of time. You got to think 2.66 miles. These drivers still have to drive 50 miles to complete this race. So it's a long one here. And sometimes the fun ones I always got, Carl, is when they're like, oh, we're gonna do the Nürburgring. Nürburgring is like 10 miles long, and it literally takes like 8 minutes to get around.
And that's what the fast car can handle.
Yeah, that's what the fast car can handle. So 8 to 9 minutes a lap. So you're like, oh, we're gonna go out there, we're gonna do 4 laps or 5 laps. So you're like, what? Yeah. It takes that long to get around there. That track is, I didn't like it at first, but now it's probably one of the funnest tracks you get out there. Once you know it, it's fairly easy to remember. I think somebody was like, I'd rather run the Nürburgring than the new track, the Bend. And the Bend is just confusing because it's new to everybody. It's a very flowy track. It's a very interesting one. So if you're out there, you like road racing, you didn't get a chance to run officials last week, they were at the Bend. This week, though, everybody's at the home. So if you're into road racing, you got Daytona races going on. There is a 6-hour special event. You got teammates who like to run in with them. You got a couple time slots. Get yourself involved in some road racing all over the world. Daytona is probably one of the beginner-friendly tracks as far as it comes to road racing. But it's supposed to be.
Of course. You can't just see. We can never have anything nice. Just let us have it. Again,
we had nice. People were like, we want rain. Like,
I get it. And it's a cool.
Everybody's doing their Indian rain dance, Carl. Man, now we got rain for everything.
Listen, broadcast-wise, it looks great, and even when you're in the car, it looks beautiful. I mean, and the way they've done it, they took their time
outside and drive in the rain just for funsies.
Yeah, I mean, next time it rains outside, go outside. Don't put a coat on. Don't go out there with an umbrella. Just go out there with your clothes on. Stand out there for 5-10 minutes, and then come back inside. That's kind of how racing in the rain on iRacing is. Can you do it? Yeah. Is it fun? Do you feel good after you're done with it? No. You feel like some are better at it than others. And as much as I complain about it, more often than not, when we get into these endurance races, I feel like I gain time on the field when it's raining. Even though I'm complaining about it the whole time and cursing it up and down, I seem to gain at that time. But, yeah, it's all those drivers that spend hours and hours and hours setting up their car perfectly, and all of a sudden you're on the same level as me. It sucks to suck. We are back to racing here, and Giggles out front here, and jumping out into second there quickly is Dogo to get back in line. That's one thing we haven't really talked about, but it goes without saying.
Watch that push in the corner.
Off the side there a little bit too, and going 3 wide. You need friends to help you out with the drive, because you see right there going through the middle, falling it back through the field.
It's like I smell or something in the middle of everything.
And that's exactly how it can feel right there. But that is, if you're ever going to make passes by yourself, that's where you want to be. You want to be through the middle, because the side draft on these cars, and really any cars, the side draft is 10 times more potent than drafting in the actual car.
A little bit banging down the apron a little bit. I don't like that one in the back.
Okay, back on the track. Nothing to see here.
Wow.
So where are you at next week, Jimmy?
I didn't get a chance to dig into the schedule. I looked at it, I was like, where were they going? Somebody's like, we changed out such and such track.
Next week is Charlotte. Yeah, next week is Charlotte, and it's going to be the Charlotte Color Wars, where all the drivers are going to have to pick their favorite color for the race. It's out front right now. We got 7, 8, 9 cars here, just single file, where they should be. The boys and girls at the front, and then back here, Jimmy, you nicely like to name this place right here, midfield, the battlefield.
It is the battlefield, and you guys here at Sierra, you've been around long enough, you want. It's where everybody has it's like the biggest struggle. You get wrapped up in stuff that's not your fault, and then say you're a fast driver and you end up in the back, you gotta go through it, and it's tough because maybe it's somebody's favorite track and they're a little faster here. Speed 27's got holy.
And that's what the side draft can do for you. The side draft off a car, after another car, all the way through there. Now you see, get off there a little bit, and he's going to have to get in line, just sliding down there. That was not easy to handle against down there. It was earlier on in the race.
Yeah, he's got a little ways to go getting out of there in that last one.
That's close right there. He's doing back up through there, trying to get back to the top 10. He's got off the corner again. This time going to give a little shove. Down the backstretch, but kind of dying out there pretty quickly.
Not a big, had to shake, but not big.
Not sure if you turn the cars back down from we come out from the left here.
That's probably loud, isn't it? Sorry, folks.
I mean, listen, some people, some degenerates out there like to come here for the sound of the cars, but most people come here to hear myself and Jimmy. So when they can't hear us, they start complaining, understandably.
Yeah, I don't like when I change the volume on the stream. It doesn't affect what I'm hearing because it's the noise that I'm capturing in the stream is its own source. So I forgot to turn it down. I'd love to hear it. You want it to be loud.
Well,
love to hear them. Let them, not me. It's good.
We're going to close the vote. We got 9 votes out there. And we're going to have another wreck here. And going to involve a few more. Looks like teammates getting involved there. Some drivers dodging to get around there. But as I was mentioning here real quick, the vote, 9 votes out there, and end up being pretty close here as Team Mean Machines getting the votes needed here. 66% of the votes for Team Mean Machines, 33% for Team Guards. But let's go ahead and take a look back and see what brought this caution out here as we're under 20 laps to go. We'll have to do it maybe old school again here and rewind, and we'll see
Gotta try to see
what we can find, if we can find anything.
I know Giggles was involved, but let's see if who's that car? Was that the 38? I think Richard was involved, right? Was that 238?
Yeah, right there. It looked like maybe even Netcode involved between the 38. Went to the inside, and it looked like, I don't know. It was hard to tell from the angle if there was Netcode involved there or not, but ended up being a 5, 6, 7 car incident in this one.
Him. Where's 18? 43. They're just going all over the place. Wow. Team on team. I think I think 3/4 of the team got taken out in that one.
Not exactly what they wanted there. I believe that was the Guards team right there getting involved in this one. But going to bring us under another caution here and probably get the green flag to go here with maybe about 15 laps left in this race. Doughboy leading the way, Baffert in second, Vice out there in third. Certainly Emma enjoying that there as just tuning in here with her phone, and Vice up there in third place. So a good start for the 54, and knock on wood, I don't think we've seen the 54 in too many incidents here so far, and that's really the main thing. It's a good thing at Talladega when you're not talked about and when you're not really mentioned in the first half of the race, as he's one of the Mean Machine drivers out there. And up there in third place right now, Doughboy, Stafford, Bice, Duncan, and O'Connor for your top 5. It's still not necessarily a go time yet, Jimmy. I know we say that. It's been go time since drop the green flag for these drivers out here, though. They want to get after it.
They've been after it since lap 1, Carl. I mean, the raciness of these drivers, the ones that are out here for the competition. You can see some drivers here with some decent amount of damage, probably out of fast repairs, getting involved in a few incidents here tonight. 27 was out here in chat earlier looking for friends. So anybody who wants to hook up with 27, now's the time. Now is the time to establish that. 16 with some major front damage. Another one of the Mean Machines. Joe 24 ever. 50.
Yeah, and damage at Talladega is not what you want. You don't want a napkin on your car. I mean, you need to be pristine out there to be going fast, and definitely seen a few cars out there. The popos out there. Well, it makes sense. Cody King, I believe, is the man behind the curtains here at Pit Road Speed Limit Racing. So you can have these. That's one thing that the admins probably should have on there. They should have some police schemes out there.
That's obviously an archery, but a bow company that I'm very familiar with. Something I did in my younger days. Browns. Sorry.
I mean, I'm not going to say anything about Caden being towards the back of the field right now. I just
no, I guess sorry.
Some things just
naturally fall back there.
Look for
somebody's game. Just kidding.
Well, we are double back up, and indeed, it is going to be 15 laps to go once we get this green flag here once again. And I want to thank everyone out there again for tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe. Get you in touch with everything that Sierra has to offer. And for all those that are new, like Jimmy mentioned before, we got me and him broadcast 6 times a week, and we even have another team that's got to handle some of the load here because we just can't handle everything. As we broadcast Sunday nights for the 191 Motorsports ARCA series on the Gen 6 series on Monday nights. Excuse me. We broadcast the Hold Your Brakes Academy Xfinity series. On Tuesday nights is the Core Xfinity series. Wednesdays here is going to be the doubleheader. We got the CSRL GT series, and then right here the Pit Road Speed Limit Racing Next Gen series. On Thursdays, we also have a doubleheader with the Virtual Velocity Racing ARCA series and the Core GT series. So plenty of racing, whether you like ovals, whether you like road. We got you covered here at CRN, but we're about ready to watch the final 15 laps of this race. I'd love to. It's hard to find a good dirt league, though. I mean, not just
they usually fall
not just the amount of
apart.
drivers, but yeah, it's just it's so often to have some animosity on dirt, and it sucks. But back to racing action here. Everyone back on the loud pedals here again. 15 laps to go. As Stafford leads the way. Bice now up there in second, getting a good restart on the inside. He's going to slide up in a second. Big move there. But Stafford going to be in third. It's Doughboy out front right now. O'Connor, Emerson, Duncan, Smith, Luno, and trying to lose it as it was Fritz and Allen here for a second, but yeah, Turtle Kyle there up into the top 10 as well. And that is close to the outside wall. There's we're 3 wide towards the back of the pack. Ooh, it's...
I don't like that.
I think we need to get some of these drivers to listen to us on the broadcast. Don't push in the corners. Don't bump draft in the corners. We don't recommend it. It usually does not work out too well. Straightaways, have at it. Bump away. But in the corners, we don't recommend it up here at the booth. But down to 14 laps to go now, and I think these drivers are thinking that it's go time out here. Still got some time, and no, that's a little bit of a bump gone wrong, and going to be another caution out here involving quite a few. And you start to wonder how many drivers still have fast repairs left, because that's going to take out a few more.
Yeah, 12 of Cody Brewer getting involved, 17 involved as well. So go ahead and try to get that caught up here. I think. Oh, no, that's not it.
See nothing here?
Nothing there. We can't see nothing. See here.
Already happening right there. Already had the bad bump going sideways. Tried to save it, but
try to get by. Not quite. 12 going up. Gonna snag that one again. Oh, 43 getting involved. 17. Not a huge one, but enough people involved here, and you got to start to wonder who's got fast repairs left, Carl.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's.
We'll be able to tell you here momentarily. I'm gonna tell you all that right now. We're gonna rat on everybody, and we're gonna look at the damage of all these vehicles after they come in the pits.
I mean, we did on that last one, and you already seen 3, 4, 5 drivers that were out there with some damaged cars. So yeah, I'm sure there's maybe going to be a few more out there, and it's going to get to the point where they're going to get a meatball and not be able to fix this thing. But right now we still got 20 drivers in the pack, and right now it's Doughboy, Bice, O'Connor, Emerson, and Stafford for your top 5. Then you got Smith, Luno, Duncan, O'Connor, and Francis for the top 10.
Well, first one with damage up in P number 7, number 16 of Allen.
Not coming down to the pit lane either. Not even going to bother.
Nope. I think everybody out there right now is probably good to go. Oh, no, there's some front end damage on the number 42, so that's 2. And Dylan Jacobs, fast repair used. Cody Brewer, I think he's out of fast repairs. Yep.
Yep.
Dylan Davis. Let's see. King, I think this car looks good. Tiffany, either unchecked or ran out of fast repair. See some right front damage there on her car. Bruce, some damage on the number 43. 60.
Got a little knocked out.
Oh.
Little knocked out
they
front right.
Yeah, they have time. I mean, the pit crew will knock some of the stuff out if they got enough time in there. You know, you could sit in there for almost 2 minutes. It's amazing how long it can be in there. But the Hurdle,
not so much.
He's from love, man. Wait a minute, he's pulling in the pits again. Come on, fast repair. Nope.
Nope.
Looks like Jesse Cottrell and Chris Webb out the race right now. So, anyways, back to the track, back to the front here. Kind of see where everybody's at. Got the tower up there for everybody. We'll see their fastest or their best times. Usually don't keep that up there. But it's usually just kind of to see who's pitted and will win. That's usually when I have it up there. So if you're curious where your driver's at, just ask in chat. We'd like to be engaged with the viewers out there for sure. Jake Johnson out there watching for the heck of it. Was on last stream at Daytona for a buddy, but hey, it's racing. Yikes, lucky your 54's up front. Emma Coons out there says hello. Strictly Stock Motorsports, sup fellas? That's Jesse. Why'd you in your car, man?
It's probably safer. It's safer in chat right now, Jimmy. It's been a little rough towards the back there in the battlefield. But
Spencer's back in 19th. He does look like he has a clean car.
He was involved in the last one. I don't know if he's got a clean car on this one, but it was teammate on teammate on the last one, and it looks like maybe that 43 is all cleaned back up, getting back to the field.
Still plenty of time. There's still
plenty of time.
By the time we come across this next time, because I think the lights are off on the pace car. Plenty of time to talk up here at dirt cautions. But the lights are off on the pace car, and these drivers in a typical race, when it gets to 10, it's like go time. Not at Super Speedway.
No. Maybe 5 to go. More likely 3 to go is really when you actually want to get going here. But I guess the question would be, Jesse, is it computer freezing issues, or was it you freezing when you got scared of the wrecks that were happening all around you out here? I mean, that's a viable question here at Talladega. You can understand freezing up here a little bit, not wanting to get involved, but it sucks when there's computer issues. I mean, it's one thing that surprisingly you typically don't see that much netcode issues here at Talladega. It doesn't make any sense. You see it at Daytona. It's just maybe more of a load on the systems and on the internet and everything else. But here at Talladega, it's a bigger track. I mean, Daytona is 2.5. This is 2.66. It's bigger. It's more things you can load, but I don't know. Yeah, apparently.
Daytona front stretch, start finish line. Or if you're on the road course, turn 1 is horrible. Your computer takes a nosedive. Like I'll be running 150 frames a second. Next thing you know, I'm down in the 70s. I'm like, where'd the half of them go? Rendering some porta potty behind the grandstands or something.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Merry Christmas. Shooter was full. Well, we got 10 laps to go here at the line, and Doughboy going to be back on the loud pedal here once again, racing off into turn number 1.
This could be bad for the 21.
Yeah, that's not what you want to do here. You don't want to get a good jump here at these super speedways, and got real close there. 54 trying to get in on the action, maybe not in the good way here, but pushed by the 45.
There it is.
And now getting involved, but it looks like 54 is going to survive for now, but now getting involved in it, unfortunately. And this is going to take out 4 or 5 more cars here on this one.
Oh, my goodness. It's not go time yet, boys and girls. Oh, let's go back and see if we can catch some of what's going on here. Up front, already in the spin. Was that just a bad push by the 45, I think? Let's see if I can...
It might have been, yeah, this would be a good look from
right
the angle there. And you see it already right there. You see it's not square. You really, if you're going to make any attempt to push in the corners here, it's got to be square. And unfortunately, wasn't. The 54 ends up hooking the 6 teammate on teammate right there, and the 6 goes around backwards. We just see the 54 trying to maybe save it or get back up into line, gets up and takes a few other cars out as well. Still time, and maybe Bice has a faster pair in tow yet, and that 54 is definitely not out of it yet. I mean, it's even with this, we're going to get another restart with about 5 laps to go, so Kent still with a shot to make his way from the back to the front if he's got a faster pair left. And I'm sure a few of these drivers involved here don't have any left because it's the faster pairs. They're a hot commodity here tonight.
A little bit here as they're having a wild one here come at the end, and obviously the 54 finally coming to a stall, but heavy left and front damage really hinder any kind of good final run. Hopefully there's a faster pair left on that 54.
We'll find out here as we're under 10 laps to go here, and it should be around like maybe 6 or 7 laps to go when we get the green flag here. But you see right there, 54 gonna have to bring it into pit lane. Then we'll see if Bice has a faster pair, and we'll keep it on board here. And while Emma holds her breath here to see if the 54 has a chance. And realistically, Jimmy, it's getting at the end of the race here that even if he didn't have the faster pair that he does, get all clean back up. Even if he didn't, there's been so much action here at the front. Somebody can have a damaged car and go from the back to the front at this point with drivers wrecking each other out here. I haven't seen that too much at the very front. Exactly.
Look at this car. That should not be up front. If he is 16, as long as he's got power, he just needs to keep that nose tucked behind somebody else. No business being in fresh air by himself. He'll fall to the back like he hit a brick wall.
A brick wall, exactly, yeah. It'll stop dead as soon as he steps out there. But a lot of the other cars up here, they're pretty clean. They've either used their faster pairs or didn't have to. And got to give it to right there that 9th place, Caden. He's doing better in this race than the Browns have done all season, the last so many seasons. So congrats
They've had some successful games. They're always the underdog. I mean, I sometimes find myself rooting for the Browns because they've just had bad luck for so long. Like, when can a team finally get a break?
They've been through so many quarterbacks. It's amazing. I mean, it's a turnstile, and you figure at some point they would land on something. And maybe say what you will, maybe they had something a little bit more in Baker Mayfield. I mean, clearly he's better at Tampa Bay with some weapons, but I don't know. It's tough. Some cities,
one player can't do it by himself. The team.
No, exactly. But it just feels like some cities in all sports are just destined to be kind of, for lack of a better term, screwed when it comes down to it. And you kind of feel that way about the Browns. But I digress, and we digress. We're about ready to hopefully double these drivers back up here. It should be 6 laps to go. Should be getting the 1 to go this time by, as the pace car lights should be going off. Doughboy O'Connor now for your front row. It'll be Duncan and Luno for second row, and then O'Connor rounding out your top 5. Hanley making his way back up to the front and already up there to 7th place, so still a chance for the 27. Giggles, Emerson, and Watts for your top 10, but still got plenty of drivers in this race yet, and really all you gotta do is just be in the race and be on the lead lap, and you got a chance to win this thing at the end, depending on how many people potentially get involved in any kind of wrecks here at the end. So, even Tiffany Ellis there at the back, catching up to the field back here in 20th position, still in the mix for this thing. But I mean, I'm just trying to figure out, who to
Damn,
put in the poll here.
it's a game. It's not a game. It's a sim. Just kidding. I'm just kidding, Emma. Yeah, trust me.
New fans, Jimmy. New fans. Be nice. Be kind. Okay. Be kind.
No, I mean, we take it as seriously as possible. There's gear out there that makes it as real as possible, and yes, it is 100% safer than the real thing. You don't have to worry about flipping over or literally traveling your body traveling 200 miles an hour and balance. I mean, you still get the excitement, and if you got the right gear and equipment, you can really get the immersion. Some people love VR. I don't have the system and the gear to run the quality of VR that I would like if I actually ran it. And then, but yeah, that you don't get any more immersion than like putting on this set of goggles that takes you inside this virtual racing world and makes it appear real as it can be. And then you put like little motion and motors and stuff like that that kind of stimulate the brain and the thinking, it's happening in real life. So, but we're getting ready to really finish this thing up here. Hopefully soon. We got 7 laps to go. Doughboys out front with William Connor, Alec Leno, and Josh Duncan, Thomas O'Connor, Joe Francis, TJ Hanley, and Giggles. Let's go.
It is go time here again and again. Another big start there at the front. Whether you want to or not, Doughboy out there to the lead, and now the rest of the pack forming up to try and chase him down and going to get a good run off of the corner. We'll see if they elect to go behind him. And if you're Luno, you probably should just stay behind him, and that's what he's going to do, as the rest of the field are going to fly out there to that second line. And big move there to try and slow down the field. Done so a little bit there, but how about this? Hanley is the one doing the pushing this time. Going to push your new leader out to the front. Thomas O'Connor out to the front for the guards, but now getting left behind as the 27 looking to go back to the front. Starting to go 3 wide here again. 5 laps to go here at Talladega for the Pit Road Speed Limit Racing Series. And that got very close there as the 3 wide back through the field, but almost 3 wide there for third place. And man, it's now we can start saying it's closer to go time. I still wouldn't just yet. For me, it's about 3 laps to go here, but it's been go time since the drop of the green flag. I mean,
Connor getting to the 16 and 13, running up the middle. 17 holding on, turn tight.
And now to the outside, another one. But that's off the racing line, so this may not be a caution here. And it's not going to be at least yet. So the 12 stopped on the track, but there's no other cars anywhere near, so it's not going to be a caution. Out front.
Shot. What a shot. The 21 gave the 18.
The 18 now out to the lead. And that looked like, I don't know if that was a questionable bump right there, if he was looking to go to the outside, but now 3 wide, maybe even 4 wide down the backstretch, and we're going to have another caution here to the outside. This was going to bring out the caution, and this one is going to be the big one here at Talladega. Quite a bit of cars involved in this one.
This is bad. And we'll go back and we'll try to debunk this a little bit, see if we can catch exactly what happened to everybody. But the big one here for drivers. Start back here with Caden. Okay. Stop.
And unfortunately for Lauren, I think the comment came just seconds too late, as Luno definitely involved in this one, and may have even been the cause there, as getting into contact there with Caden, and we got a bunch of cars
18,
involved in this
1945, but the 45 comes down, gets into the 17, collects the 1, the 9 gets involved, the 28 is going to hit the 17, but scrape her up by on the outside. So need to move up here. Yeah, a lot of
That was wreck number 1 there, but then being a second wreck a little bit further up there. You see 4 cars.
Yeah, that's the 9.
All going for the same spot right there, and quite a few getting involved in this one.
There's the 42.
Both
54
from the
made
Mean
a buy,
Machines
though.
team and the guards team.
54 did make it by on that one. Yeah, so another big one here late in the race. We're down to 3 laps to go, Carl. We're going to get a green flag checker here. And matter of fact, I'm not sure.
To get a green white checkered is the question. Normally it pops up there underneath the yellow flag. It may get it this time when they cross the line, because now it'll finally kick in. It usually doesn't say it.
It doesn't say
in the info. Now there it is. One chance.
There it is.
Yep. One chance at a green white checker. So this will be the end of the race one way or another. Once we get the green flag,
yep,
we'll either get the white and the checkered, or we'll get the yellow and then the checkered. But hopefully we can get this thing finished under green flag racing, as Thomas O'Connor is your leader at the front of this field. And I'm going to say it again. I say it every time. I don't want to be the leader.
Like 99.9% of the time.
I don't care. One of these times it's going to pay off. I'm going to say, see, I told you so.
But it's the number 18, Carl. You should be rooting for your own dang number.
I should. And listen, I mean, it's green white checker time here, so we're going to have another poll up here of who you got, who you think is going to get this thing done. I mean, is it going to be the 18?
But it's still anybody's race. I mean, in all intents purposes, it's anybody's race, and it's going to the end. If a caution flies, it's over. But before the white flag. But this will be the last and final attempt. Right now, Thomas O'Connor out front with Doughboy. P2. TJ Hanley out early in the front. Got wrapped up in an instant. Finally making his way back towards the front. Richard in at number 38, up 14 spots currently. And then Giggles, another one of those drivers, been there all night long in the 13th. Led a bunch of laps from the beginning and kind of been hanging out, trying to collecting teammates and putting the guard together here. Joe Francis back there in P number 6. Bruce Spencer's in 7th. William O'Connor in 8th. Kent Bice in P number 9. Up 13 spots on the number 54. And we had a fan out there. Turtle out there in P number 10. Tiffany Ellis up there in P11. King Cody in 12th. Alex in back there in 13th. Dylan Emerson is in 14th. Josh Duncan is in 15th. Caden Watts in 16th. Charlie Stafford in 17th. Dylan Jacobs in 18th. Brandon Smith in 19th. Anthony Emerson 20th. Cody Brewer 21st. Jesse out there in the field cheering everybody on. And Chris Webb out there as well. So good luck to all the drivers. I wish you the best of finishes, and it's going to be great. We know how they end. I mean, it's we try to see it here every single race, and we would love to see a nice, clean, green finish. And it's super speedway, Carl, and everybody wants to win. And if you get the run, you're gonna try to make the car fit. Even though it's square, you're going to try to go through the circle.
Well, and we'll see if there's a new winner on the season so far, as we've had a couple wins by TJ Hanley on the season. Okay. Looks like 3 wins by Jared Duan on the season. Dylan Emerson picking up a win. But other than that, that's it for the winners here. So who is going to get this thing done? Will we see another win by TJ? We got the poll out there, and TJ already getting one of those votes out there. Who do you think is going to get this thing done? Who you got? You got the 18 of O'Connor, you got the 21 of Doughboy, you got the 27 of Hanley, or you got someone else?
Unless the Bice is going, or you're going to have to sleep on the couch.
Well, exactly. And I mean, even Luno is still out there in the field and can get that thing done. He's had a pretty banged up car for a lot of the second half of this race, but it doesn't mean he can't get this thing done either. So would not be surprised if someone else is the winner of the voting here, because there's plenty of someone else's out there that can easily get this thing done. They're outside the top 3, but Pace car is in. Hopefully it's not the pace car that gets the win here tonight. Hopefully finish this thing under green. It is overtime here at Talladega. We are into extra innings, whatever you want to call it. It's time to go racing here again. Green, white, checkered time. We are back to racing, back on the loud pedal. O'Connor going to lead him down into turn number 1, trying not to get a good or a great jump, just a good jump, just enough to hold on to that lead on the inside. As riding on board with the 54 right now, looking up front. When do you make your move? Where do you make your move? How do you make your move? Do you have any friends left as they come out onto the backstretch for one of the final times? 2 laps to go here. We'll get the white flag if we can get back to the line, but you already see him jockeying around for position. I guess maybe the question is, it should have been, can we finish this thing under green?
The back. Somebody's on the apron. That's not the place you want to be, Alec.
No,
hold on to it, buddy. Good job.
No, it's still going straight, so not technically out of it just yet, but we are gonna get the white flag. White flag in the air.
Oh,
and
no.
Big move there. Can he get back up onto the track? This is
it's dangerous. 38.
No, that's not what you want to do. And there's the big wreck that we have been waiting for. And drivers just driving straight through, but there's quite a few that survived it. And out front, Joe Francis is in the lead. And it looks like that is going to end it right there. And I don't know if I've ever seen that. It's usually green, white, checker. Once you take the white flag, you can still race back to the line, but looks like that's not the case here. So Joe Francis is going to get this thing done. I mean, it's unless it just showed the checker flag early here. But either way, Francis is going to make it back to the line first. He is going to be your winner here tonight. O'Connor is going to get second place here, so good job here finishing it out. Stafford going to be in third. But, man, heck of a finish, and I can't say I necessarily blame him trying to fit his way back up onto the track right there, but you knew it was not going to end well.
Oh, no, that's always a bad. It's just going to be bad. The drivers, in order for that to work, it needs to have a lot of things kind of happen by other drivers. Let's see, we'll go back here, see if we can catch this. Oh, this is already happening. Oh, lots of people involved since it was up front. So we'll go back here to the 21 Doughboy.
Yeah, may need to go back even further to see how he got down the apron. I think it was, again, a bad bump. Unless he was, I was going to say, I don't think he went to go down there by himself to completely block and make sure he had the bottom line, because he definitely had the bottom line going into the corner. But yeah, it looks like coming out of the tri-oval there, maybe just a bad bump there by the 38.
Yeah.
See right there, already getting him a little loose. And then one more little nudge sends him down to the inside. But unfortunately, the 38 might have thought he was kind of scot-free there and got out of it, but he's about to find the person that he just bumped mighty close to him, and unfortunately getting him involved in this wreck. So on that outside there, it looked like it was right where you wanted to be, and potentially the 27 there of Hanley was going to go on to the win, but it seemed to get shuffled up right there and lost a few spots. So you wonder how
just
right there. I mean, how exactly did Joe get through this with the win? Because he comes out of this in fourth. I mean, there's 4 drivers driving away right now.
I'll look here in a second. Trying to see who made it through. It was the 28 come through. Just drove through the 43.
Straight through.
Right through.
Not missing here. He even kind of pulled him along there with the wake of him going through there.
Oh, wow. You guys you didn't see this one. Hold on. You guys got to check this out. Where is that? Who was that? That was the 17. Come on. There he is. King. Watch the hit here on the 7. See the Browns machine going around too. Watch the hit on the 17.
Oh, that spin cycle right there, and that's where you don't want to be in the in VR for sure. That made me sick just watching it, I think. But I still want to see what happened right here with the 50, how the 50 ended up surviving this thing. Because he came out of turn number 2 in 4th, but oh, look at that right there. Teammate on teammate. The 18, you were trying to get me to pull for him.
Constant.
Gets into the 27, takes out his teammate. Oh, man, right there. The guards were looking for a win. And then the 50 goes right on by. And look at that. I mean, just takes his teammate out. His teammate goes flipping around by him, and he just drives away. That was vicious.
Yeah, I mean, no love for Giggles at all. Giggles went for a ride here.
Gets a little bit of airtime, enough for the 27 to get up underneath him and rolls him over on his lid. But we're going to get our top 3 in here for their interviews here in a second. But before we do, Jimmy, why don't you give us a final rundown of the finishing order here tonight?
Yeah, of the final rundown of tonight's results here is going to be probably more shaken up than what you thought. Here, we'll go ahead and look. We got Joe Francis, the number 50, winning here tonight over the 18 of Thomas O'Connor, and Charlie Stafford finishing in 3rd. We'll talk to them here shortly as they gather down in the waiting room. Turtle will finish in P number 4. Dylan Emerson in 5th. Tiffany Ellis finishes in 6th, with Bruce Spencer in 7th. William O'Connor in 8th. Richard will finish in 9th. Doughboy in 10th. Dylan Jacobs in 11th. Josh Duncan in 12th. Alex going to finish in 13th, with TJ in 14th. Giggles will be in 15th. Kent Bice in 16th. King Cody in 17th. Caden Watts will finish in 18th. And then back a little bit farther in the field here, we got Brandon Smith in 19th, Anthony Emerson, Cody Brewer, Jesse Cottrell, and Chris Webb there for your 23 drivers. So interesting race. It was a lot of fun watching, and I'm sure some drivers are a little frustrated. Usually it gets pretty intense during the Super Speedway race, being part of them. So, but congratulations here. You're all finished it. The first live status here at CRN. It was a lively one here at Talladega.
Yeah, we'll get our top 3 here into the and for their interviews. Their well-deserved and survival interviews at that. But I want to thank our sponsor here for the series, TDM Motorsports. I want to thank all the fans for tuning in here. Once again, hit that like and subscribe and get you in touch with everything that CRN has to offer. But let's go ahead and start talking to our interviews here. Just want to make sure that we got who we got here. And yeah, it looks like our 3rd place finisher here tonight is going to be Charlie Stafford. First, Charlie, did we got you?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Well, listen, I mean, Talladega being Talladega, it is what it is. you know what you're going in for. You know it's a survival race. You know it's no matter if it's a 67 lap race like tonight or if it's a 3 lap race. It's all about just survive and come out of turn 4 with a car that can get you to the line, and that's really what you kind of had to do here tonight.
For sure. I just tried to stay out of the messes, and there were a few.
Yeah,
but it was a fun race.
Even on that last lap.
Yeah.
Even on that last lap, there was 3-4 different incidents. So, take me to that last lap. I mean, how'd you get that 28 through the messes and get you up there into that top 3 here tonight?
I'd like to tell you it was skill, but it was more or less close my eyes and hold her to the floor.
Days of Thunder, baby.
That's it. Drive towards the smoke. They'll clear the way out there.
Smoke. Yeah, that's exactly what I did.
Well, listen,
I got lucky. Netcode saved me right there. I should have T-boned a 45 car, I think it was.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Yeah, we just tried to stay out of trouble all night, and it paid off in the end.
Yeah, usually when there's big incidents like that, is better chance that the net code comes into play and lets you kind of phantom through some cars out there. So it worked out pretty nicely. You get to survive here and you finish up there on the podium, get yourself an interview as well. So before we let you go and get out of here and celebrate, do you want to give anybody a shout out to or thanks to?
I just thank these guys for putting this on, man. This is a good time. It's every Wednesday night and got a great bunch of guys. But yeah, it's super fun.
Well, it definitely look like you guys are having plenty of fun out there. So congrats again on the podium. We'll let you go and get out of here. We'll see if you can do it again at Charlotte next week.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Driver of the 28, Charlie Stafford, coming home in third place here tonight. Second place is going to be the 18 of Thomas O'Connor.
Hey, Thomas,
how's it going, guys?
Jimmy and Carl in the booth. I hear you loud and clear. Hey, man, one heck of a race. Little team-on-team action there at the end. Giggles went for a ride down the straightaway as you kind of rolled on to a second-place finish. Obviously, super speedways are very intense, and anything can happen. A little bit of luck, a little bit of skill involved to get these things kind of to the end and to get a good finish. And you do it here tonight with a P number 2. Give us a little rundown on how the race went for you and what were you thinking there at the end?
Yeah, biggest thing was I wanted to stay out of trouble that entire race. There's a huge battle for points lead right now. And so going into the race, all I wanted to do was stay in the back, just ride along, get into a train with a couple of the buddies around. But right with like 10, 15 to go, I was like, okay, we got to go. So I started moving up, was able to get 8 positions before first wreck. And then, just stayed around my friends. Richard, got to give him some props. I feel bad that he wrecked out right there at the end. And going into the, that final lap, I don't remember. I'd have to rewatch it and see what happened. But there were a lot of chaos,
Oh, yeah.
I felt like I was in a tunnel and everyone else around me was starting to crash. And so I had way more momentum. And then somehow I got into the back of the 13 and spun him around, and that kind of shuffled the end right there. But I prevailed, second place.
Like I said, a little bit of luck goes a long way sometimes at these super speedways. No, it was a lot of fun to watch. A lot of fun to watch. Obviously, the fans out there rooting for their drivers and whatnot, and things change so quickly at the end of a super speedway. You always hope for that nice clean finish that's nice and close and tight, and nobody's spinning and wrecking and going upside down. Because I feel sorry for the VR guys, or somebody with the direct drive wheels, taking bashes, maybe twisting a wrist or something. But there's definitely a lot of carnage at the end, a lot of excitement. You can tell that everybody out there is very, very, very competitive here, and it's definitely was a lot of fun to watch. So from me and Carl up in the booth and everybody else out there in the Sierra Nation, we want to say congratulations on your survival and your second place finish, and give you some time for any shouts you may have on that number 18.
Oh yeah, I got to shout out everybody that gets behind me. I got to shout out this league. We're brand new, and it's been an amazing ride with them. Cody, we give him a lot of flack, call him our king, but it's been amazing, and I can't thank you guys enough. I'm so happy that you jumped on board today. I know it was kind of last minute, but I'm excited for the future and see what we can do.
Well, CRN's not going anywhere. This is what we love to do. We love to put on a show, share with the friends and family out there what people are doing out there for their hobbies, and they don't have to buy all this fancy equipment that we got. So either way, we look forward to seeing you in the future in the upcoming races. We'll definitely see you next Wednesday. And again, congratulations, and we'll let you go celebrate with your friends and family.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Have a good one, guys.
You too.
That is your second place finisher here tonight, the 18 of Thomas O'Connor. Winner here tonight is going to be the 50 of Joe Francis. Joe, I'm not sure where you went into in a turn one there, like what position you were in, but all of a sudden, all the carnage happens, and you're leaving turn number 2 in fourth, but it wasn't too long that all of a sudden you were in first going down the backstretch.
Yeah, the plan I don't know. It's the last
Just-
lap.
there's
at
a plan.
Talladega.
I love it when a plan
Yeah,
comes together.
there is no plan, to be realistic. Frankly, there's no plan from the start of the race because it's Talladega, and like Talladega, Daytona, you just have to go with the flow and see how it pans out. There's no real plan. I mean, my idea was just to stick with Richard because we race together all the time and push the crap out of him till the end. Then we got separated. He got wrecked. I got pushed back and going on turn one. I said, screw it. We'll just see where it goes. And it turned out all right.
Well, yeah, plan Z, and it finally paid off. He got to the front there, but I mean, it's what do you do on races like this? Like, what's the mindset? I mean, you know, we say how many times that you get in a race like this, is 67 laps. You don't need to really start racing until the last 4 or 5 laps to go, but some drivers just start getting antsy. They want to try and, you know, make some moves. They want to try and, you know, have a little fun, whatever it is. Does it change your mindset when you have a race that looks a little bit rough and you know, kind of everybody's going forward from lap one instead of you know, holding out a little bit?
There's no real mindset at Talladega besides, yeah, I mean, it's not. There's no real mindset at Talladega besides press throttle, turn left, and avoid a wreck. And you just have to be on your toes to avoid anything that happens in front of you, and you just have to go with the flow and see how it happens.
Yeah, and then more often than not, even when it comes down to pit strategy, it's not really it doesn't come into play here too often, even if it's a clean race. So it's just being at the right spot in the right time, and that's where you were here tonight. Again, you come out of turn number 4 in fourth, and then you just drive away down the backstretch with the others wrecking behind you and drive yourself to the victory here tonight. So it's got to feel good when you can survive and get to the end. Your car's clean, whether you use fast repairs or not. It's a clean number 50 here at the end. So you survived, checkbox number 1, but to survive and get the win here at Talladega, it's got to feel even extra special.
Oh yeah, always feels good to get a win. Can't really beat it.
All right, buddy. Well, congrats from the booth here at CRN on your win tonight. Before we let you go and get out of here, who do you give a shout out to or thanks to?
A couple shout outs to the team, Jesse, Richard, and Brandon. We try to work together the best we can. And if you look on my hood or look at my car, it's not just for vanity on the hood of my car. It's Numbers by Joe. It's a personal business of mine where if you got a favorite number you use on Iracing, like a custom number, I can turn it into a custom painted plaque if you'd like.
Very nice.
Just hit me up on Twitter by the same name.
Absolutely, definitely a shout out there, and it's always cool when there's little things like that you know, iRacing kind of turns into some extra businesses as well. So hopefully works out for you, but it worked out here tonight to get you the win for sure. So congrats again. We'll let you go celebrate. We'll see you next week at Charlotte.
All right, appreciate it. You have a good one.
You too.
You too. That is your winner here tonight, the 50 of Joe Francis. Getting it done here for the first race for us here at the pit road speed limit racing. But again, this was about halfway through the season for them. Going to be heading to Charlotte, as for some reason it won't let me scroll. There we go. So next week, as I said, we were heading to Charlotte, and then at Nashville and Bristol to round out the month of August here. So we got some friendly tracks here, maybe at Charlotte and maybe at Nashville. It's definitely it can be a tough one there at Nashville at the Super Speedway there, and even at Bristol. So back-to-back concrete races. But then Jimmy, September 8th or September 3rd, we go to Michigan, and
It's my favorite.
anyone that is a CRN fan knows how me and Jimmy feel about Michigan, and if you're new, we like it a little bit. So we're already looking forward to September 3rd. But I want to thank everyone for tuning in here tonight for
Now I know
this
why
one.
Carl said
You tuned
yes.
into this. Exactly. It's still on the schedule? Okay, we'll do it. Thank everyone for tuning in here tonight for Pit Road Speed Limit Racing, and for every time that you turn to CRN. If you haven't done so yet, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, get you in touch with everything that CRN has to offer. But for myself and Jimmy from the Talladega Super Speedway, we'll see you at the track.
Peace.